All right. It's your boy Lex Washington. And usually I am flanked by the ever-essent shooting star, but today's his birthday, and he's enjoying his birthday. He's enjoying his time off, so he will be back soon. But I'm coming to you with my Triplemania review. And also I'm going to talk about, is WWE really using these promotions or are they elevating these promotions? So I'm going to give you like my opinion of obviously for what I've seen with the TNA partnership with WWE and also with Triple A, really having two events that have been overseen by WWE in Worlds Collide and now Triplemania, and a new Worlds Collide that's going to come out next month in September that we've just been announced in Vegas. So first things first, let's just go over what happened yesterday. First, Omos, there was the Copa Bardal match, and Omos won it. Omos came back and he won the whole thing. Very entertaining little mini battle royal that they have. I believe it's a tradition. They do it every year for Triplemania, so it was really fun to see. You've seen different characters. La Parka, who's going to be if WWE finds La Parka and tries to sign him, like Mr. Iguana, which we will talk about later. They have gems in AAA that they might ask AAA, can we use them for different things? There's just so many others. Otis came back, and he was doing his thing in there, doing the worm. And, you had Microman, who was every bit should have probably won it, in my opinion. That would have been fun to see. But, Omos and La Parka was at the end after Omos got rid of Octagon Jr. And, yeah, I thought that La Parka was going to do it, but Omos won it. So he is the official winner of the Copa Verdal. Next up, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. faced El Mesias, who is an old rival of his dad, apparently, which I figured out. And that was really cool to see. And he won that. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. won it. He beat his dad's old rival. I believe they said that this was the first time that a Dr. Wagner won it. Obviously, I don't think his dad won anything. So this is probably the first title. I don't know if it was just a Latin American title or any title, but kudos to El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. for beating his dad's arch nemesis. And, his dad got involved in it, and Conan on commentary was just being the heel commentator that he should. And I like that. It showed a lot of character in the match, and, it got people up, good spots, it was just an all around good match. The 6-person tag team match, which was basically the Judgment Day with Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez, they defeated Nino Hamburguesa, or boy Hamburger Boy, Mr. Iguana, and Lola Vice. And at the end of that match, La Hiedra came out and she knocked out Lola Vice. And JBL kind of said, is this some reptilian, three-way love triangle? Look, it could be, because technically Mr. Iguana is the mixed tag team champion in AAA with La Hiedra. So I don't know. She knocked Lola Vice out, kind of shrugged her shoulders, and then ran after Roxanne Perez. So we'll see where that goes. But Judgment Day, great job, obviously. Nino Hamburguesa is a tank. And once again, just like I said, he's one of also those gyms that they can be using. He's going to probably get McDonald's or Burger King contract in the next 2 years, promotion, something. Next was the AAA Tag Team Championship match, which Dos Garzas was the original champions, came into it. They won it, I believe, in the previous one of their pay-per-views before. And Pagano and Psycho Clown, they said, yo, you gotta come to Mexico City and do the street fight with us. And, the Los Garzas was like, well, we're from Monterrey and we're just so much better and da 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 da. And yeah, the ending of the match was very, very good. It was a Spanish fly with I believe Berto. Yes, Berto had barbed wire in his mouth. So I've never seen that spot before. And that was a great ending. Um, I want to say either Pagano or Psycho Clown got the pin on that, which was really good. So they are the official new AAA tag team champions. Conan got inducted in AAA Hall of Fame by Rey Mysterio, also a very good spot. Um, you know, Conan, WCW legend, him and Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, those filthy animals, they were there. And it's good to see him after the WCW really make a mark on another promotion, especially a promotion that he started out with. So well deserved for you, Conan, for getting into the Hall of Fame for AAA. He said it's been 30 years too long. So, that he was waiting ever since 1995, I guess. So, it's really good to see him get his flowers. So for the women's championship, the Reina de Reinas championship, the triple threat match between Flamer, Fabi Apache, and Natalia, and Flamer won, and the ref was horrible in that match. And I'm thinking that's a storyline that I'm not sure about, that the ref he was doing slow counts for Fabi Apache and telling Natalia don't pin Flamer, and it was just a lot in that match. It was a quick match, but Flamer got the win, so she is still the Reina de Reinas championship holder. So that's what's up for Flamer. And last but not least, we had the AAA Mega Championship Fatal 4-Way between Dirty Dominic Mysterio, El Grande de Americano, Dragon Lee, and El Hijo de Vikingo. And I did not know that El Hijo de Vikingo was going to get booed like that. Now, I've heard that people were really upset because Alberto El Patron, who used to be in WWE as Alberto Del Rio, was the original AAA Mega Championship before the merger with WWE, or the partnership with WWE. And a lot of, their fans are really upset by that. So much so that they flooded Triple H's, Instagram page where we want Alberto. So we'll see where that goes. I'll keep my opinions about Alberto Del Rio or Alberto El Patron to myself, just from what I've seen on the outside. But, inside the ring, we all know that he was good. But El Hijo de Vikingo won off of AJ Styles coming in and saying, I am the ultimate hater. I flew to Australia back when I had beef with LA Knight. I'm going to fly to Mexico City and I'm going to stop Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who I thought, and I picked, I thought that this was going to be Dom 2 belts time. It was not, because AJ Styles came in, hit it with the Styles Clash. The crowd goes crazy. And then Vikingo hits the 630 to end it off. A really, really good Triplemania 33. Kept me on my seat the entire time. Once again, I just feel like WWE has found, another system that they can pull from. And this is why I probably brought up the question of, do I think that they're just using the promotion and specifically TNA and AAA? Or are they really allowing the characters to grow within the WWE system and get them into a bigger crowd, so that if they ever do decide, which they should decide because they have a partnership to go to WWE, they get big enough that sky's the limit. And it's just really comparable to TNA with Joe Hendry when he was coming out and people was calling his name and like, well, whenever Joe Hendry goes to WWE, it's going to go crazy. And then that fateful night in the summer where Joe Hendry popped up out of nowhere in TNA and people went crazy. And is Joe Hendry going to WWE now? And he pops up here and there whenever somebody says his name, he will appear as the thing goes. So I just think that at some point, you know, we have to ask this question. We have to be real about, is this just using their big stars so that they can pick from their promotions, AAA, TNA, and say, hey, you might be getting X amount of dollars here, but if you come to WWE, you come to the main roster, you come to the NXT, wherever, you'll be paid a little bit more. Is it a case where we are seeing WWE just be in business with AAA because, AEW and CML have a partnership as well? We talked about this in the last podcast of, is there a Cold War going on between AEW and WWE? And I would say yes, it's definitely been a Cold War for a while, even since AEW, came onto the map and said, we're going to take over. We're going to be, up and coming, but people are going to like us. We're different. We're new. We're flashy. And, Triple A is that high paced, different type of wrestling, not the WWE wrestling that we watch. Even from the Worlds Collide, it was just so much more pace and so much more spots and so much more, just action. Where WWE is, we're going to tell a story in the ring, and we're going to take however long it's going to take to tell that story. And spots are going to pop up, but not always. They're going to pop up when it's deemed necessary in the story. So, am I excited to see more AAA? Yes, and I'm going to be going to a AAA event, which is with MLA in Georgia on the 31st. So I can't wait to go see that. But I don't want AAA to just be lapdogs for WWE. I do want a sense of, if you're going to allow, and out of the matches, let me see, Vikingo, kept it, so that's one for them. Judgment Day won, and Omos won, and that was the two that won. So I really thought that it was gonna be more WWE stars that would have won, but I'm glad that they kept it within their storylines, the storylines that they built even before they became in a partnership with WWE. I guess besides the Vikingo thing with Alberto Del Patron, but it's important to note that when WWE starts charging more for these events, and as they already gotten their hands on things, maybe prices of TNA events, because I went to a TNA event, months ago, and probably it was like 8 months ago in Georgia, and tickets were very affordable, and we were very excited to go as part of the 4TL before 4TL became a thing. We are hesitant on, is the WWE partnership going to raise prices? It's apparently already raised the price of even a simple doll or a puppet, excuse me, that Finn Balor used to counteract La Yesca, which with his Mr. Iguana. I just really do hope that they're not using these companies and running them dry and then saying, okay, we'll find the next big thing. Because that in itself is fair. It sullies wrestling, because wrestling at its core is supposed to be entertainment. And yes, it's a business, and WWE is a multi-million-dollar business, as you can see from the previous events of them, having a contract with ESPN for their PLEs. They are a business, big business at that. But are you going to dictate storylines? You kind of already did with the Alberto Del Patron, and you already did when a lot of the superstars in AAA can't necessarily be in contact with certain WWE superstars. The biggest example of that is, the Las Tosicas and Stephanie Vaquer situation, which I will not get into, but never seen them in the same building. There's things that they probably didn't think about, or they did, but just said, hey, we'll just work it out. And I'm talking about WWE in this. So it would be fun to see how, if, let me say, you know, Triple I gains more notoriety because of the WWE rub, or like I said, is this a case of just WWE saying we're looking for stars and we're going to veil this as a partnership, but in actuality, we just looking for more stars and we're just looking to win this Cold War with AEW. So we will see. We will see. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet with this episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. It's your boy once again, Flex Washington.